Yo, what's up people? It's your boy Wicked here on the idStudio modding community channel. So today's topic slash tutorial is going to be about blockouts and making a blockout either for an arena or just gameplay in general. Blockouts are not necessary only if you know what you're doing, like what props you want to immediately use or how are you going to set them up for gameplay. But besides that, most if not almost all people that I personally know in the modding community do blockouts because it helps with understanding the size of the areas that you're planning to build, or just laying down like a foundation for your map so that you can focus on building the gameplay, encounter certain triggers and map changes before detailing your map, etc, etc. So let's get to it. Cue the music, bitch. So I'm on grid 1. You can see down here with this G and then 1 meter it says. If I press 8 on my keyboard, it goes to 2 meters, 9 for 5, then 6 for 50 centimeters, etc, etc. Let's start with creating the walkable space first. Press and hold the left click of your mouse on the world edit and drag a box until it is 10 by 10 meters for starters. Now the reason why I recommend a 10 by 10 meter walkable space is because it fits every demon on it with the goal of leaving the player a solid amount of room to maneuver, like having room to go around the demon or obstacles that you're later going to add. Additionally, I've looked up how idStudio does their blockouts. They also seem to have a standard of 10 by 10 meters for walkable space. Here's a small reference to that. This is Exaltia's last final arena on the Hell Zone, and they use pretty much 10 by 10 meter walkable spaces for their blockouts as well. So after you made your very first like little 10 by 10 block, you can see it on the X and Y here. It's 10 by 10 right now. We're gonna put on some textures. What I usually do is I put it on the orange one actually. I use an orange grid and then hold Control Shift and then left click on a face. So then you're only gonna select this one face over here, and then I make this one a gray one, for example. So this indicates to me that this gray is a walkable space, and then orange later on is going to be like obstacles or walls or stuff like that, basically, where you cannot walk on. So what I usually do from this point on is I select the 10 by 10 meter ground that I just did. I Control C and then Control V to copy it and then paste it. And then I make like a walkable space here, walkable space here. I'll copy it over here as well, and then maybe from here I want the player to be able to go a little bit more up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Alt and 2 to go to the side view, or you can essentially press Alt 1 again to go back to the top view. And from here I'm just gonna hold Control left click at the edge of this brush over here, like just right about here, and then I'm just gonna drag it upwards up until about, it says like 6 meters here. And then what I can do is just drag another brush on top of here. So there you go. I found out that about 6 meters should do the trick because I tested with different like stairs props and different like basically like inclines and everything. The 6 meter one should be pretty standard, or otherwise you're gonna have to like stretch props out a little bit more, and anything like above 6 is a little bit, it's gonna get a little too steep. So if you're gonna do like 8, this gets like pretty steep already, which doesn't like really look like stairs anymore. Then from here on out I'm gonna make a little boom bam, boom bam. We can keep on doing that. Let's say we're gonna put a wall here. I can just simply do this and then go to Alt 2. I can just drag like a wall here that the player cannot jump over. 6 meters, like these grids are good textures for measuring stuff, because one block here is like 1 meter basically, and the player can jump up about 6 meters high. So this is 7 meters in height, and the player cannot climb on top of this. So in the meantime, we can just create a wall like this for now. So this is like the playable walkable space right here. And as you can see, if we put down like a tyrant, if we place down like a tyrant right here, you can see this size. Like if a tyrant comes and challenges you in this level, like on the stairs here, you're still gonna have room to like maneuver around it. So 10 by 10 meters is usually the gold standard of what you should do, because you never know how your geo or details or geometry might, like, you know, take over the walkable space. So these are your walls in the for the time being. You can create like smaller ones. I like to do like 2 meter ones for the absolute, like this is like the void area where you're never gonna go. So it doesn't have to be like this big or this big, but for the meantime, like, you don't know, maybe you want your gameplay to keep on going here, so this is like still functions as a wall. And let's say if you do want to, let's put another platform on the top here. Let's drag it upwards of 10 meters. So normally now you're not gonna get up here, but let's say if you do want to make this a playable space as well, you can. I'm gonna make a little bit more walkable space here. You can now drag these ones down, and I'm gonna select the middle one, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna press the X on my keyboard to enable the clipper. Then we're gonna select here, like left click once, left click this, hold shift and enter to not delete the other brush that you're gonna cut. So we're just like cutting these brushes over here, but we're making it so that it keeps the other brush by holding the shift and enter. Now let's click on this one, press X again, do the same thing again. Now we're gonna select the middle one, and I usually make it about 4 meters. I'm gonna show you in a second of what I'm trying to do. Then we're going to make it about 2 meters in depth, like this, so that your block stays like this. Now I'm going to do this, going to do this, oops, going to do this, and now also do this, whilst always holding down shift and pressing enter. So now we can delete this one. Now there's a little dent in the wall. So usually what these dents in the wall do is they're like good places to put your bounce pads in. So you can either drag this a little bit forward so that it covers this one as well for the meantime. If you want, you can hold Control Shift, select all these dent faces here and put them like a different color, maybe like a blue. So there you go. You can make the dent even more deeper into the wall if you want, but it usually really depends on what you want to do or how deep you want them to do. This is in order for your bounce pads to not get in the way if you're like in this walkable space here. So like little dents in the walls could always be very useful. From here on out, we can connect the rest of the map. Like let's say this is the walkable space. You don't have to essentially do your blockouts very advanced. You can if you want to. I know people that do make their blockouts a little bit more advanced. I usually don't, because I just make like a walkable space, put some walls around, and then I start with the art, because I already can envision what the arena should look like. So from here on out, you can do this. You can just like increase it. You can put it here, make like a little 6 meter drop down again. You don't even have to like connect these two if you don't want to. You can just drag it down, see where the top of this brush is right here, and you can like cut it. You don't have to cut it, because eventually every single block out that you see here is going to be replaced with models. So you can do this. Could be a little like stairs here, but something could be broken. Maybe you could just jump. You can jump on it because this is 4 meters. You can jump up here. Demons could jump down and up from here later on out as well. You don't really have to, but if you want to, you can cover the rest of this with walls, so it's easier for you to understand where the boundaries are to the arena or to the zone that you're giving the player a chance to walk in or play in. So I can create like this huge wall around this, and maybe drag it down a little bit so that it also fills this right here. So this is like one playable space. We can drag these obstacles here, maybe a little bit bigger to the ceiling right here. There we go. I'm gonna select this little brush here, for example, make it, drag it up here, make it tall, and the all 3 view. 6 meters again. We can do copy and paste that one, make like a longer amount of stairs right here. We're gonna copy and paste this right here, drag it up, bang. Make more space here, because why not, right? Make like a little hallway that can connect. And then how about we remove these walls for now? Make this a set of like, make this like a ramp or a set of stairs, and bang, there's like a connector now to the rest of the main zone here that you might spawn in, or like, yeah. I mean, the ideas here are endless. You can do whatever you want, but that's the whole like basics of what you should do with your blockouts. Just making a simple walkable space at first, where your player can walk in, inclines, going downstairs, going upstairs, whatever. Essentially what you can do to retexture something easily is that if you want this texture to be the same as this texture right here, you can just hold Control Shift, select this face, and then press the middle mouse click button on the gray one. And there you go. Now it changes into this one. Nice. Essentially, if you're gonna be using like an art kit that's gonna feature like pillars and stuff, you can do simple things as such as making like a simple block. Let's say like 2x2. You could go to the top here to the toolbar and use the brush feature and press on maybe like 8-sided. Keep it like symmetrical. This essentially creates like a little pillar that you can envision into your map later on. You can just put it inside of the wall here, make it like this. Copy paste this one in here. Now it's essentially, those are like pillars. And if you want, you can select this wall over here, press the X, put it in half again, shift enter, and then make like a little roof over it. So there you go. Now it's like more of like a doorway, hallway, doorway, same fucking shit. Now you can do the same, basically the same principle as making these pillars and stuff. You can do the same thing over here where it's like too flat. Maybe you want to add something in the middle. You can just create a simple box in the middle. That's what you can do. Let me just straighten it up, make the dimensions normal. We can do like 3x3, for example. We can place it here. We can place it here. One thing to keep it like good is to check the meters here. There's like 6 meters here, like a little tighter corner. There's 6 meters now here as well, a little tighter corner. You can go here, you can go here, here, around it. Let me just color them orange. So these are obstacles. You can, if you want to, you can make these ones like pillars or support structures as well by choosing the 8-sided, or if you want it in more detail, which doesn't really matter when you're doing blockouts, you can go arbitrary sided. You can do 12. So now it's like more circular, more better looking, but this isn't really necessary because the blocks work just as fine. Because later on you're gonna replace all of these with models anyway. For now, we can do brush, 8-sided, select, brush, 8-sided, bang, bang, shamalam. Now, over time, when you're making your block out, you might misrepresent or identify how big everything is going to be. So if you want, you can do new entity, right click, new entity, AI. You can place down AI to like see how big everything it really is. And then, or you can just do this. You can go to your assets. You can search for scale guy. You can place down a scale guy here. Boom. This can be your scale guy. This is like the size of the player exactly. This is how tall and how big everything is gonna be in reference to this player, the scale guy right here. And then yeah, you can just copy him. Control C, right click, paste the camera cursor position. Additionally, just if you paste something out of grid, it's good practice to keep things in grid so that your things don't overlap in a way and it's easier to drag them into the same position, blah, 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 blah. To do that, if you pasted something off grid, you can press Control G and then it'll flick to the fucking grid. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward. You can just place those scale guys down whatever you want. If you want to see how big everything really is, pause, bang, 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 bang. Fucking perfect. Now, if you want to make simple dents in the walls, it's almost the same as how we did with this. If you want to add like more details, you can select this. You can select this wall. Let's cut it to this height over here so we can check it right here. It's right here. X, click, click. Nice. We got it. Now this wall, it's right here in the middle. X, X, shift enter. X, X, shift enter. Nice. Now let's cut it maybe like this and about like this. Now you can just go to Alt 1 top view. You can drag this a little bit back. We can make like a dent in the wall. Maybe there's going to be a window here or something. You can, if you want, you can make these different colors so that you can understand it better. Maybe add a frame around it. Make this a little bit smaller here. Boom. This isn't on grid. Boom, Control G. Oops, like this. Nice. Now color these ones as well. Control Shift, and then middle mouse button. Nice, dude. It's like a window, dude. Amazing. If you want to make like a tighter map, you don't have to do a 10 by 10. I've noticed that it's also pretty common to do 8 by 8 or something of the sort. But if you do like a little bit smaller, like let's say 5 by 5 maybe, then essentially what's going to happen is that we can get the scale guy over here. We can paste him here, and you can see that he doesn't have a lot of room. Like one dash already dashes you like to the edge of the side here. And if we place down, like for example, like a tyrant, yeah, with the tyrant being here, you can kind of see that if you make hallways with these dimensions, your player's not going to have a lot of room. If you have a tyrant in your map that's going to face a player in a tiny walkable space like this one, he's going to get stuck eventually if he doesn't get around the tyrant very well. So he doesn't have a lot of maneuverability. Now your options are pretty much endless. You can fill the gap by adding like walls to the side here. If you want, you can just simply copy paste this one, drag it up here, and then if you want to straighten it out, I go to Alt 3 to see the little cut here. Then from this little point here, you can just exit. Wait, boom, nice, gone. Drag it into a wall, not this way, boom. And for here, what you can do, you can just like maybe make this, drag it down a tons, and then this one you can drag down. This one you can drag upwards again, boom. Make this into an obstacle like a wall here. Drag this one down. And this brush here, I don't like how it's really like still has the little cut here, so I'm gonna cut it right at the point where it was cut. I'm gonna make it like a simple rectangle. Drag it down into a wall. Now you have like a ditch. Later on, you can put a trigger here that if the player falls here, he's gonna spawn back here. If you want to, you can get the pillars again, place them right here, make them like so. Nice. Now we have like a little hole that you can fall into with pillars inside. I mean, the possibilities are really endless. You can do whatever you want with your blockouts. Make them advanced, make them simple. I personally make them simple because I'm going to be covering them with details anyway. And I'm not going to be using like the one same kit for everything all the time. It's going to be really like random on how you like mix those things in together and make a blend. You can add however much detail you want, but it's not really necessary to do so. It's just like creating the walkable space is the most crucial part, so that you can like maybe test out your map, build out your encounters first, and then test it out on this like little flat surface here, see where the walls could be, how much dashing you can do. Let's place down a little player, start, bang. Then bang, bang, bang. Also, one quick tip: if you have like an entity prop, whatever selected, basically you can do you can select anything you want. Hold Control Shift and press Z if you want to rotate it this way. or press X if you want to rotate it this way, while still holding Control and Shift. You can rotate it much easier, much faster like this by 90 degrees. Now we have a player start here. I'm gonna build slow map and I'm gonna test it out. Oh, hello! So right here we are, checking out the map now. Boom. Oh wait, fuck. So here we are in the game now. The scale guy also spawns in. This is exactly how tall we are. Nice, nice. Alright, so here's supposed to be the... Here you're gonna build the little den. You can't really see much because there's no other lighting put in this map besides the natural one. Here you can see the walking space that we did. Yep, here's another space. Here's the gap we made. Here's the little gap we made. You can jump over your grab ledge. Nice, nice. Gameplay advanced. So I made this really like simple encounter here as well to test out the map that we just made. And everything seems to be working fine. What the fuck? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for more videos. There will be more videos coming around on this channel for all sorts of things. So let us know in the comments if you want to see a tutorial about anything specific. Alright, now let's take it over to Galapagos for detailing the map. Yeah.
What's good, everybody? It's Gala here. Thank you, Wicked, for the introduction to the video. I really appreciate it. And today I'm going to be talking to you about decoration and everything that should be going into it. This video, well, this part of the video isn't going to be long, so I'm going to go over as much as I can so you can be successful. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the geo. Geo is always something that you should focus on first when you first get into decoration. It might not look pizzazz without all the decals and the lighting, but you need to get an idea what the arena should look like. The first thing you start with is always either the ground, the walls, or maybe the skybox if you want to. But for me, I start with the ground. As you can see here, I'm starting with the ground and all that stuff and placing down, you know, object after object. And the thing is, you have to get a feel of how objects are used. The best way to do that is go in the official levels and look how they used them. If you see in Super Gore Nest uses a weird kind of illusion, so they don't have to keep making more assets of the same thing. So what they do actually is they grab a tentacle, and instead of just making a giant and sculpting a giant tentacle and re-apologizing it and all that stupid stuff, they just use the same exact tentacle for every single thing. Like this, if you're wondering. So every time you see the tentacle, it's probably just the same tentacle duplicated over and over again to make it look like multiple tentacles. You also can see here, this looks like a crazy organ pile, but in reality, it literally is just this object, and this object. So it's really self-explanatory. Decorating is not that hard, to be honest with you. It really takes a lot of time, but as long as you know what you want to do and as long as you know how to get to that finish line, you'll be fine. For the most part, the most easiest assets to use are probably the Gore assets, Hell assets, Blood Swamp assets, and maybe a little bit on the side of maybe Terrace Nevada, a little bit like that. And then the hardest assets to use are probably UAC assets, Maker assets, and Amora assets, and some other assets that I probably can't remember the names of. But those three are probably the hardest, but those four that I just named, or five, are the easiest ones to use, and other things like that. So, for the most part, all you need to do now is figure out how to make, you know, a good environment. Trust me. I can't put everything I know about environments into this one video because I don't want you to be sitting here for literally, you know, 40 minutes or something like that, me explaining that. So I am just telling you that know the right objects to use, go in the official levels, look at them, dissect them, and learn how they made their environments. Lighting is a different story. to be honest with you, most of the time you'll be using these lights: a spotlight, a point light, and a staggering light. Those lights you will mostly be using half of the time. Well, basically all the time. Those lights are the only thing you use. And the properties that you'll be using for it is usually putting shadows on it, static. Static will be another video how that works, and all of that stuff. But that's for another video. But mainly you want to focus on geo and all that stuff. And another thing I forgot to say is decals. Decals are absolutely essential. As you can see in this little arena area I made right here for the video, there's a lot of decals. There's a lot of decals because you want to put decals in the spots that usually have stuff going on. So as for instance here, you can see on the ground right here, this little line going into that blue light pit over there. You can kind of see that there's like, you know, water on the ground, there's roots, there's grass, there's all this stuff going on and rubble, and it kind of makes the environment look really, really good. It makes it look realistic, like a lot of stuff has went on here. Maybe a demon jumped right here and it just broke the ground, and now this place is abandoned. There's a lot of, you need to add story into your environment. You can't just add, oh, a brick and boom, 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 and now I'm done. No, you need to add a little bit more to make it look, you know, have that little spotlight to the player when they look at it. I know you're probably like, they won't look at the ground when they're in the level, but you have no idea who's playing your level, so you never know. And as you can see up here, another way I use decals is with the gore assets, with this little green portal. Basically, there's just, you know, gore on the sides of it here to make it look like it's sticking to the wall of some sort. And there's also some gore and veins and all this stuff with the gore bits and some water here and everything. And some decals and also in the water. So, yeah. But as you can see, literally all these assets are in Studio. You can make this yourself. You can literally make this. And this is why I'm going to give you a huge favor and a solid. I am going to be putting the map files in our Discord server. So if you want to learn how this map was made, this map has no encounters, by the way, so it's just the map. But if you want to learn how this map is made, then join our Discord, and there'll be a spot in the Discord. You have to download it, and you can open it up and see how I made it. So yeah, and that's basically all I have to say for this video. Keep going, don't give up, and I know you'll do well. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because you can. If I can do it, you can do it. Peace out, my friends. Good luck. More videos coming soon. Sorry it wasn't that long for my section, but like I said, dissect, learn, make mistakes, and keep going. I promise you, you will be successful. See ya.